Hello everyone, I'm Platinum Original. Today we're playing a game called the Stanley Parable. I think that's how you say that, Parable. I have no clue what anything of this game is, but it was on PlayStation Plus, so I'm going to go ahead and play it. I'm going to do some English subtitles. I want to read what's happening. I'm better at reading the things. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? No. I have no idea what this is about. Tell the computer's barely visible. I'd say that's barely visible to me. Enter the current time. Current time is 1:50 p.m. Oh, that's AM. Hold up. Hold up. Why is it one way to enter my current time? Should we do 151? Yeah, let's just do 151. I was making sure it was 151 and I waited 2 seconds and it was 151. Ability settings can... accessibility. I was like, ability? Ability? This is one of the first... Actually, no, this is the second. I made a video yesterday. I haven't live streamed in a while, but what I've been doing is live streaming on this channel for a while. So I decided, I was like, hey, we'll just make this a video, right? I mean, might as well. Higher quality. You are playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Am I working an office job? Never the end is never the end, the never is the end is loading. The end is loading. I got my coffee here, so we gotta match the vibe of being in an office, right? You know, I wouldn't mind being in an office, but I feel like I want to kill myself. I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm not actually going to. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening, I swear.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Am I Stanley?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Everyone has a number on them.
427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders
Like me.
came to him through a monitor.
Oh my God,
desk,
the single
telling him
finger.
what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what
that
employee
job is
427
easy.
did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
But was he really happy? Was he really,
And
really,
then one
honestly
day,
happy?
something very peculiar happened.
like this
Something that
voice.
would forever change Stanley.
He got a
Something he would
girlfriend!
never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Hi.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Wow, that's not like Stanley. Oh, hey, look around. Got some papers. Oh, remember those kind of pencil sharpeners? You hate Mondays. I thought you like your job. Okay, well.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
4:31.
to go to the
They all
meeting
hate
room.
Monday.
Perhaps
There's
he had
no
simply
monitor.
missed a memo. No matter how
Meeting room?
hard Stanley
Ooh,
looked,
what does that say?
he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Installing chart something. I can't tell what that says. I'm trying to read that. I can't see that. The meeting room, huh? Do we live in the void? Oh. Oh, wait. I know where the meeting room is, guys. We gotta go meet in here.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
I love how
Nor
X is the
did it
interaction
advance
button,
the
and I just
story
figured
in
that
any
out.
way.
Why is this so high? Oh. It looks really high definition from a distance. Okay. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait. Why would I enter the door on my left? The narrator's telling me what to do, like the computer. Do I go to the door on the left? Or do I go to the door on the right? Do I listen to the narrator? Do I listen to the story? I guess I shouldn't change the story. He knows the story, right? He knows the story. For the first playthrough, maybe we'll just go to the left door. I guess we don't have a choice now. There's no number on that door. Interesting. This is creepy.
Yet there was not a single person here
Tips
either.
for not getting fired.
Feeling
Talk
a wave
less.
of disbelief,
Do
Stanley decided to
unbelievably
go
amazing
up to
work
his
all the time,
boss's
every day, with
office,
no exception
hoping
of
he
promotion.
might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you, take it out. Passive aggressively on other workers, resent coworkers for not supporting you more. What do people want? Things? Nope, not happiness. James, you're fired. Money, more money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things and money. Okay. Broom closet. Oh, we can go in here?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
You know, playing with 60 hertz makes my head hurt now after been playing for a while at 200,
Coming to a staircase,
240.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We're gonna listen to the narrator. I don't want to, but for now, I guess. I don't know how long this game is, but depending on how long this game is, we're just gonna listen to the narrator. And then we'll do a playthrough where we don't. Executive bathroom. Because the boss knows what the boss says goes. If the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. That's fire, dude. Extreme bathrooms. I can't see myself. Oh no. What's this say? The beige pages. Is that a cigarette? No, that's a pencil. Can I go in here? Of course, that's locked. Whoa. Excessive much?
Stepping
Nice
into his
library.
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an
cigarette.
indication of any human life.
Actually, there's no
Shocked,
cigarettes.
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
No
What he could
computer,
not have
no
known
nothing?
was that the
Oh.
keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But
2845.
of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
How does Stanley know this, huh?
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to
Oh,
input
no.
the correct code by sheer luck.
By sheer luck?
Amazing.
You literally
He
told
stepped
me.
into the newly
Oh
opened
no.
passageway.
There's gonna be someone tied up in here, right? Oh. Okay. Some bags of concrete. Insulation, whichever the two. There's an AC unit in here for some reason. This is really creepy. Oh. If I fall down there, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die! It's an elevator! What's up there? Wait, there's something up there. Can I jump? Oh, I can crouch down. Okay, well, if I fall down here, I'm gonna die. You can't jump! Oh my god! It knew I was trying to jump. Alright. Oh, apparently there's no endless void below me. I love that trophy. You can't jump. It knew I was trying to jump. Oh my god. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. We're gonna match the vibe here. My cup says, enjoy the ride. That can mean multiple things, but oh well. Tastes like I hate
Descending
Mondays.
deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was
I
a
shouldn't have ate that
stirring of
sushi.
emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Well, you keep saying that, but nothing's happening. Okay.
Stanley walked
Whoa.
straight ahead through the large
Whoa,
door
what?
that read Mind Control Facility.
You know what? We're gonna keep listening to the narrator, but I really don't think that's the escape. There's something telling me that's not the escape. That camera's on. Oh no. Oh no.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Power
Did
it
he
take
have
to
the
run all
strength
those?
to find out?
Again, the endless void. This game is creepy. The endless voiding is terrifying. Oh my god. They're monitoring us. They have the same cup though. They're working for the boss as well.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Where's my
Each
number?
bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of
ones
them,
just up there,
eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I'm somewhere in this. Was it 437? What number was it? I can't remember. I can't remember. It's like Squid Games. Squid Games! What is this? Up?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Fired.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
What
that his
the
emotions
hell?
had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
This guy's voice is epic. Facility
Here was the
power.
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad.
What?
Or content. Walking, eating,
Offline.
working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Hell yeah.
He would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Well, that's what the narrator wants, right? Right? I mean, what's 5 mean? That makes a funny noise. There's a big screen, guys. I don't like how big this screen is. That'd make my head hurt.
And when at
System
last
power.
he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
On. What happens if I click on? Okay. What happened? My screen is black. Is it black for you too? Oh, I hear music now. Did I just kill myself? Am I dead?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
I think I just killed myself. I think I just died. Oh.
He
Oh!
had won. He had defeated
How
the
am I supposed to know
machine.
that?
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
But you're the one telling me what to do,
Even
though.
as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
None of this mattered
For
to
it was
him.
not knowledge or even power that he
Whoa.
had been seeking,
These clouds are
but
beautiful.
happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone
But I
tell him where
didn't
to
save
go,
my
what to
coworkers.
do, or how to feel.
I can't jump.
Whatever life he lives,
This looks like
it
GTA.
will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps
This looks
the
like the
only
Elder
thing
Scrolls.
worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Well, I can't yet. It's slowly going. Just slowly going.
Stanley felt the cool
Oh.
breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation. the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Is that really the end of that? Wow, okay. Well, that's pretty short. I was not expecting that. So Stanley's happy and Stanley won, but Stanley did not save his coworkers. That's all Stanley did, though. He just escaped. Only him escaped. Where's all the coworkers? Oh, his coworkers are trapped in a cage or something, and they forgot Stanley. Stanley was just such a good worker. Alright, well, that's nice of them to do.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I like how they don't take you back to the menu and they just let you keep playing. I do like that. I want to go in here. It says 4B3.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Should we go through the left and go through the escape? Let's do that. Let's do that. We'll go to the right next because apparently this game is pretty short. We'll just try and finish the whole game. We'll not try. We'll just finish the whole game,
There
guys.
was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
with no exception of
Stanley
promotion or
decided to go up
recognition.
to his
Oh my
boss's office,
god.
hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley
should go
walked
downstairs.
upstairs to his boss's office.
Or should we go upstairs and go... Was it go upstairs? Was there another direction upstairs? We'll just go downstairs first. We're not going to listen to the narrator. What was this? Okay. Is that thing shining or is my... I can't tell if it's shining or my screen is ghosting.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
This
All
coffee...
because he believed everyone had vanished?
Well, this
His boss would think
coffee
he was crazy.
kind
And
of...
then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence.
Okay, but the coffee
in a single
proves
moment
that they
for
disappeared.
No reason at all. None of it made any
Because someone
logical
was holding
sense.
it and
as
it's
Stanley
just
pondered
dropped.
this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No,
Maybe.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This
What
can't
is
be real.
this?
And
Paint?
at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
I want some
I'm
sprunk.
dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
This is all a dream.
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
If I go
He
backwards.
thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may
Okay,
as
this
well
is
enjoy
creepy.
this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh,
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head
that's
dictating
what I'm
everything
wondering.
that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
I just broke the fourth
And while he
dimension.
thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
How did this
Stanley
car
is
get
as
in
awake
here?
right now as he's ever been in his life.
Right, he's not
Now, hearing the
sleeping.
voice speak these words was quite a
Wait, that one
shock
says
to
coffee.
Stanley.
Coffee mug.
After
Coffee
all,
nut?
he knew for certain,
Oh
beyond
my
a doubt,
god.
that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the
Maybe.
voice explain all that?
I
This
don't know.
voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
How are you going to prove
So
that,
he closed
Stanley?
his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the
I don't
fresh
believe it.
air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job.
No.
Let me continue pushing the buttons.
Stanley, no!
It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
No, you don't.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
This is what someone who's overdosed
I
says to
am
himself.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
Oh my god,
And
Stanley.
everything went black.
To be honest, it's pretty sad. In reality, this is kind of sad.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What? Huh?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man
That's
who had
me.
stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered
The mind
strange
control
man.
killed him or
He was
something.
obviously crazy. This
No,
much she
or he
knew.
drove himself crazy doing
Everyone
the same
knows
thing
what
every
crazy
day.
people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what
Oh
isn't.
my god, she's going
It
down the
was
same
comforting
path.
to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
What?
But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day.
Yeah, exactly.
The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And
Call the
then she
police.
turned and ran.
Hmm? Either working too much drove him crazy that he killed himself or whatever, or it like drove him psycho and he died like mentally or something, or did the mind control kill him? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on in this game. How many endings is there to this? I'm curious, actually. I want one of those Hate Mondays coffee mugs. All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to
Was
the
there
meeting room. Perhaps he had
Another
simply
one
missed
up
a
in the
memo.
boss's office. Is there another choice in the boss's office? I think there was. Was there?
When Stanley
go
came
right.
to a set of 2 open doors,
No,
he
we're
entered
going
the
right.
door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yep.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
That's just coffee nut too.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
This is the first decision. There's another decision this way.
And
Okay,
so
we're
he
gonna go
detoured
left.
through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
There's so many endings to this game. Wow. Wait. Can I go through here? Okay, this is a dead end. The meeting room. Again.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
So this is just a longer way to go up
Coming to
here.
a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his
I should
boss's
have taken
office.
the elevator. Does this door open? Okay, well. That door does not open. That's the bathroom. Boss's
Stepping
office.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk.
This is different
What could
than
its
the first
purpose
time.
be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Well,
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the
wanna
newly
go up there.
opened passageway.
how do I get up there? Alright, well, isn't there an option? Pretty sure there's an option down here as well. So let's check this out. Yeah, down here is the escape. Yep. There's the escape path. So I wonder if that elevator also leads down here and they just want to, you know, get the same ending for us. Interesting. It's all connected somehow.
Stanley walked
Whoa.
straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
We're going to go the escape route, which I don't think is the escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Did the door close? No, the door didn't close. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to die, guys. We're going to go die. I hope not.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I feel like the hallway's getting longer and longer. Oh. Oh, ho, 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 ho. I really just fell to my death. Are you serious? That ending is just falling to my death? Bro. I'm alive? Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise,
You're joking.
he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
You're joking. You're joking.
Stanley
You're
can't see
joking.
the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
This is not
Perhaps
cool.
his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
I don't want to
So
look.
he
I don't want to
resigned
look.
and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
I don't want to look.
Farewell, Stanley.
No, 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 no. Flat Stanley. I don't want to look. I don't want to look. God
Farewell,
damn.
Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Dude. Oh, okay.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
I get it.
What
We're in the
exactly did the
parable.
narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Why did it just make me look that way? Whoa.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Okay. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor had been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. Okay. Oh. Installing Chart Pro Z or 2.1 program files, Chart Pro, and Solitaire and employee database. Based on the work of Stanley Parable 2013 team. Wow. You guys did a good job. I like the credits. Kevin Brighton. Wait a second. Wait. He's done. Wait a second. Give me the Google. Give me the Google, guys. Give me the Google. I'm looking this up real quick. Well, apparently he's in Portal, but I've only played Portal for a small part of my life. The Office. Okay. I didn't like that. Click that one. Button sounds. Selection of sounds are used throughout the game. Buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of keyboard stroke and synthesized tone. Interesting. The Office. Maintenance room. That's the thing I was gonna go in. Fun. I did not see that. Money! How do I get that? YouTube? Ultra Deluxe announcements. In 2018, we announced the Ultra Deluxe version of Stanley Parable at the Game Awards. These are screenshots of the videos we made for the announcement and the game's delay. How do I get these, huh? How do I get those? In early development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would have been sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game, plus some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. What? It would have been hilarious. It would have been hilarious. Yeah, it would have been pretty funny. The Lounge. Early version of The Lounge. Vince Steiger. Gloves. Dead strong bat. How do you type with boxing gloves on? On the second trailer we were sent out, we asked people to email a narrator for questions while we had initially planned for these further promotional materials. We never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. The lights. What do the lights control in the room do? I want to know. I would sit here and read all these, but I think there's a lot of them. I love the random office artifacts. The apartment timer. As the previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending. A timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. The cargo lift. The second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but we wanted to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. I have not seen a lot of this. Cargo lift was always intended to offer a choice of staying on or jumping off to a different path. However, this early version we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. Oh my god. This shows all the options? Wait. Since we're players, we'll replay them many times. We discussed a number of designs. There's ultimately the simplest version. Like I wanna. How many endings is there since this is the deluxe? There's a lot of endings to this. I haven't seen this. Zending levers. These levers were originally part of the Zending. Player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color they had pulled. Okay. Zending. I haven't seen any of this. I haven't seen any of this. That's cool. Put that only ended the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, Few players realized that this was supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. Features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers he is repairing a new version of the Stanley Parable. So this was originally made for PC gamers, I'm assuming. There is a lot here. Countdown room. Countdown desk. Ooh, that would look cool. Freedom. Beta freedom ending. I'm not going in there. Is this how you get out of here? I'm not going in there. Well. This is like a maze, dude. We were just here. We were just here. This is where we were. And this is where we weren't. Ooh. Stanley's office from left to right. The evolution of Stanley's office over time. Yeah, I think this one looks the best. With the drawers open and everything. Well. I can't see my feet. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down with freedom above and count down below. We abandoned this when the players found it was too difficult to remember what was up and what was down and placed the two endings together instead. That's funny. Yeah, that says exit above it. I'm not going to the exit. This was the first incarnation of the freedom ending in the game's alpha. So they changed the freedom ending a few times. Office clock. Why is there 2 walls here? The boss's office. Yeah, the red room looks the best. It's creepiest. Oh, they had a... Oh. So they changed the keypad as well. Okay, yeah, that's the main room. What's in here? What is this? The lounge. Underground. An early version of the underground portion of the game. This is creepy. Kevin Brighton, the voice actor, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are the clips from the early takes that were not used. Keep talking.
Stanley walked over the bridge. Stanley pushed the big red button. When Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upward to the power source
Now look
at
closely,
the top of the
Stanley.
facility.
See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example of poor level design, textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and
Oh my
bad
god,
design.
this is chaos.
But of course, you being you,
Okay,
you'll probably
this is
spend
hurting
the
my
next
brain.
hour trying to solve it. Here, just
That's pretty cool. Pretty creative, guys. I like this game a lot. Alright, I guess we go to the exit. I didn't think that this would be, like, the ending.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Both? What do you mean both? Okay. Well.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
I
No,
don't know what you're talking about.
perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
It's vibrating.
Listen to me. You can still save these two. You
What?
can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this.
What do you mean?
As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Am I really supposed to shut off my PlayStation? Really? I'm not gonna do that. Okay, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it for the meme. Maybe I'll just record it. from my monitor. My monitor. I wonder if that gives you a trophy if you turn off your PlayStation whenever it gets to that scene. Is that actually an ending? Is that actually how you get a trophy or something? That's interesting. I could have shut my PlayStation off. Alright, so I think this has already been about an hour of playing this. It is now
All of his
2:30.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Narrator,
decided to go
wait.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
I'm gonna
simply
go
missed the
ahead and
memo.
wrap this up. We're gonna play this again either tomorrow or the day after. I'm gonna post a follow-up video of this because there's a bunch of endings for this, and I'd like to find all the endings because this game's really good. I'm not gonna lie, I really like this game. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a comment below. Do you enjoy this game? I bet you guys have probably played this game or watched someone play this game before, but I think it's pretty good. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Platinum Original, out.